Hash My Daily Routine, a slow English learning journey with Aurora. Hello, my dear English learners. Welcome back to our cozy learning space. My name is Aurora, and I am so happy to be here with you today. I hope you are comfortable, maybe sitting with a warm cup of tea or coffee, ready to learn English together in a gentle and relaxed way. Today, we are going to talk about something very special and very important. We are going to explore our daily routines. What is a daily routine? A daily routine is all the things we do every day. From the moment we wake up in the morning until we go to sleep at night, we have routines. These are the activities that make up our day, our life. Why is learning about daily routines so important when we study English? Well, when we learn to talk about our daily routines, we learn the most useful vocabulary. We learn words and expressions that we use every single day. This vocabulary is like a treasure box. It helps us communicate about the most basic and important parts of our lives. Think about it for a moment. When you meet a new friend, what do you talk about? You might talk about what you do every day. When you travel to a new country, you need to know how to say simple things like, I wake up at 7, or I have breakfast at 8. These are the building blocks of conversation. So today, we are going on a journey together. We will follow a typical day from morning to night. We will learn new words, practice pronunciation, and discover how to express our daily activities in English. Are you ready? Let's begin this beautiful journey together. Starting our day morning routines. Let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah is a young woman who lives in a small town. Every morning, Sarah's day begins in the same gentle way. Her story will help us learn about morning routines. Sarah wakes up at 6:30 in the morning. The word wake up is very important. Wake up means to stop sleeping and become awake. We can say I wake up or I get up. Both expressions mean the same thing. Sarah wakes up when her alarm clock rings. An alarm clock is a special clock that makes noise to wake us up. When Sarah wakes up, the first thing she does is stretch. To stretch means to move your arms and legs to feel better after sleeping. Sarah stretches her arms above her head. She stretches her legs. This helps her body feel ready for the new day. Do you stretch when you wake up? Many people do this. It feels very good. After stretching, Sarah gets out of bed. Get out of bed means to leave your bed and stand up. Some people jump out of bed quickly. Other people get out of bed slowly. Sarah gets out of bed slowly because she likes to start her day in a calm way. Now Sarah goes to the bathroom. In the bathroom, she has her morning routine. First, she washes her face. To wash your face means to clean your face with water and soap. Sarah uses cold water because it helps her feel more awake. Then she brushes her teeth. Everyone should brush their teeth every morning and every night. It keeps our teeth clean and healthy. Sarah also combs her hair. A comb is a small thing with teeth that helps make your hair neat. Some people use a brush instead of a comb. A brush has many small bristles. Both combs and brushes help make our hair look nice. After the bathroom, Sarah gets dressed. Get dressed means to put on your clothes. Sarah chooses her clothes carefully. Today she chooses a blue dress and comfortable shoes. Comfortable shoes are shoes that feel good on your feet. Sarah has to walk to work, so comfortable shoes are very important for her. Before leaving her bedroom, Sarah makes her bed. To make your bed means to arrange your sheets and pillows neatly. Sarah pulls the sheets tight and fluffs her pillow. A fluffy pillow is a soft, comfortable pillow. Making the bed makes the room look clean and organized. Let's pause for a moment and review what we have learned about Sarah's morning routine. Sarah wakes up at 6:30. She stretches, gets out of bed, goes to the bathroom, washes her face, brushes her teeth, combs her hair, gets dressed, and makes her bed. These are all very common morning activities. Most people do these same things every morning. Now let's talk about breakfast. Breakfast is the first meal of the day. The word breakfast comes from two words, break and fast. When we sleep, we do not eat for many hours. This is like fasting. When we eat breakfast, we break this fast. That is why we call it breakfast. Sarah goes to the kitchen to prepare her breakfast. The kitchen is the room where we cook and prepare food. Sarah's kitchen is small but cozy. It has a stove for cooking, a refrigerator for keeping food cold, and a table for eating. For breakfast, Sarah likes to eat simple, healthy food. Today she decides to have scrambled eggs, toast, and orange juice. Scrambled eggs are eggs that are mixed together and cooked in a pan. Toast is bread that is heated until it becomes brown and crispy. Orange juice is a drink made from oranges. Sarah cracks 2 eggs into a bowl. To crack an egg means to break the shell so the inside comes out. She adds a little milk to the eggs and mixes them with a fork. Then she heats butter in a pan on the stove. When the butter is hot, she pours the eggs into the pan. She stirs the eggs gently with a spoon as they cook. Stirring means moving the spoon around to mix the food. While the eggs are cooking, Sarah puts 2 pieces of bread in the toaster. A toaster is a small machine that makes toast. She waits for the toaster to make a ding sound. This sound tells her that the toast is ready. She takes the hot toast out of the toaster and puts butter on it while it is still warm. Sarah sits at her small kitchen table to eat her breakfast. She eats slowly and enjoys every bite. She thinks breakfast is a very important meal. It gives her energy for the day ahead. While she eats, she looks out the window and watches the morning sun shine on her garden. After finishing her breakfast, Sarah washes the dishes. She washes the bowl, the pan, the fork, and the plate. She uses warm water and dish soap. Dish soap is special soap for cleaning dishes. Then she dries the dishes with a clean towel and puts them away in the cupboard. A cupboard is a place where we store dishes and other kitchen items. Hash getting ready and going to work. Now Sarah needs to get ready to leave for work. She works at a small library in the center of town. Sarah loves her job because she loves books and she enjoys helping people find information. Before leaving home, Sarah checks her bag. She makes sure she has everything she needs for work. She needs her keys to lock and unlock doors. She needs her wallet with her money and identification cards. She needs her phone to communicate with other people. She also brings a book to read during her lunch break. Sarah also checks the weather outside. She looks out the window to see if it is sunny, cloudy, or rainy. Today is a beautiful sunny day, so she decides she does not need an umbrella or a heavy coat. An umbrella protects us from rain. A coat keeps us warm when it is cold outside. Sarah puts on her jacket because the morning air is still a little cool. Even though it will be warm later, mornings can be cool. She chooses a light jacket that she can take off when it gets warmer during the day. Before leaving, Sarah waters her plants. She has several small plants in pots near the window. She loves taking care of her plants. She pours a small amount of water into each pot. The plants need water to grow and stay healthy, just like people need water to stay healthy. Sarah also feeds her cat, Whiskers. Whiskers is an orange and white cat who lives with Sarah. Sarah opens a can of cat food and puts it in Whiskers' bowl. Whiskers meows happily and begins to eat. A meow is the sound that cats make. Sarah pets Whiskers gently before leaving. To pet an animal means to touch it softly and kindly. Now Sarah is ready to leave for work. She picks up her keys from the small table by the door. She checks one more time that she has everything in her bag. She turns off the lights in the kitchen and living room to save electricity. Then she opens the front door and steps outside. Sarah locks her door carefully. It is important to lock your door when you leave home. This keeps your home safe. She puts her keys in her bag so she will not lose them. The walk to work takes Sarah about 20 minutes. She enjoys walking because it is good exercise and it helps her wake up completely. Exercise is activity that helps keep our bodies healthy and strong. Walking is a simple and pleasant form of exercise. As Sarah walks, she observes the world around her. To observe means to look carefully and notice things. She sees other people walking to work or school. She sees cars driving on the street. She hears birds singing in the trees. She smells flowers growing in people's gardens. Using all our senses makes a simple walk much more interesting. Sarah walks past the bakery where she sometimes buys fresh bread. A bakery is a store that makes and sells bread, cakes, and other baked goods. The smell of fresh bread makes Sarah's stomach rumble a little, even though she already ate breakfast. When your stomach rumbles, it makes a small noise because you are getting hungry. She also walks past the park where children play and people exercise. The park has green grass, tall trees, and colorful flowers. Some people are jogging in the park. Jogging means running slowly for exercise. Other people are walking their dogs. Sarah waves to Mrs. Johnson, an elderly woman who walks her small dog in the park every morning. To wave means to move your hand in a friendly greeting. Hashwork life and midday activities. Sarah arrives at the library at 8 o'clock. The library is a quiet, peaceful place filled with thousands of books. Sarah loves the smell of books and the quiet atmosphere. When she arrives, she greets her colleague, Tom. Tom is another librarian who works with Sarah. A colleague is a person you work with. "Good morning, Tom," Sarah says with a smile. "How are you today?" "Good morning, Sarah," Tom replies. "I'm doing well, thank you. How was your walk to work?" "It was lovely," Sarah answers. "The weather is beautiful today." This is a typical morning conversation between colleagues. When we greet people at work, we often talk about simple things like the weather or how we are feeling. These small conversations help create a friendly atmosphere at work. Sarah's first task at work is to turn on the computers and prepare the library for visitors. She checks that all the chairs are in the right places. She makes sure the books on the displays look neat and attractive. A display is a special arrangement of books that shows them to visitors in an interesting way. Throughout the morning, Sarah helps many different people. An elderly man comes looking for books about gardening. Gardening is the activity of growing plants and flowers. Sarah shows him to the gardening section and helps him find several interesting books about growing vegetables. A young mother comes with her 2 small children. She wants to find picture books for them to read together. Picture books are books with many colorful drawings that help tell the story. Sarah takes them to the children's section and shows them a collection of beautiful picture books. The children are excited and choose 3 books to take home. A teenager comes looking for information about different careers. A career is the job or profession that someone does for many years. The teenager is thinking about what she wants to do after finishing school. Sarah helps her find books and websites with information about many different careers, from teaching to engineering to cooking. Sarah enjoys helping all these different people. She likes solving their problems and helping them find exactly what they need. This is one of the reasons why she loves her job so much. At 11 o'clock, Sarah takes a short break. A break is a period of rest during work. She makes herself a cup of tea in the small kitchen behind the library's main desk. She adds a little honey to her tea because she likes the sweet taste. Honey is a sweet substance that bees make from flowers. While drinking her tea, Sarah chats with Tom about their weekend plans. To chat means to have a friendly, informal conversation. Tom tells Sarah that he plans to visit his sister who lives in the next town. Sarah tells Tom that she wants to plant new flowers in her garden. These friendly conversations make work more enjoyable. At 12:30, it is time for Sarah's lunch break. Lunch is the meal we eat in the middle of the day. Sarah has brought her lunch from home in a small bag. She made herself a sandwich with turkey, lettuce, and tomato. A sandwich is food between 2 pieces of bread. She also brought an apple and a bottle of water. Sarah decides to eat her lunch in the small park behind the library. The park has several benches where people can sit and enjoy the outdoors. A bench is a long seat for several people. Sarah sits on her favorite bench under a large tree. The tree provides shade, which means it blocks the sun and keeps her cool. While eating her lunch, Sarah reads the book she brought from home. It is a novel about a woman who travels around the world. A novel is a long storybook. Sarah enjoys reading about different places and cultures. Reading while eating lunch is one of her favorite parts of the day. After finishing her sandwich and apple, Sarah takes a short walk around the park. She sees office workers from nearby buildings also taking their lunch breaks. Some people are eating lunch on benches like Sarah did. Others are playing frisbee on the grass. A frisbee is a round, flat toy that you throw to other people. Sarah checks her phone and sees a message from her friend Lisa. Lisa wants to know if Sarah would like to meet for coffee after work. Sarah types back a quick reply saying yes, she would love to meet for coffee. They agree to meet at their favorite cafe at 5:30. Afternoon work and daily interactions. When Sarah returns to work after lunch, the library is busier than it was in the morning. More people come to the library in the afternoon. Students come after school to do homework. Adults come after finishing their morning work. Retired people, who no longer work because they are older, often come in the afternoon to read newspapers and socialize. Sarah spends the afternoon helping more visitors. A group of university students comes looking for research materials for a project about local history. Research means looking for information about a specific topic. Sarah shows them how to use the library's computer system to find old newspapers and historical documents. She also helps a man who wants to learn how to use a computer. Many older people did not grow up with computers, so they need to learn how to use them as adults. Sarah patiently shows him how to use the mouse and keyboard. She explains how to open websites and search for information on the internet. The man is grateful for her patience and kindness. During the afternoon, Sarah also does other library work. She puts returned books back on the shelves in the correct places. When people borrow books, they must return them so other people can read them too. Sarah scans each returned book with a special machine that records it back into the library system. She also processes new books that the library recently purchased. Processing books means preparing them so people can borrow them. Sarah puts special labels on the books and enters their information into the computer system. This work requires attention to detail, which means being careful and precise. Around 3:30, Sarah takes another short break. She stretches her arms and legs because she has been sitting and working for several hours. She walks around the library to check that everything is organized and tidy. She straightens books on shelves and picks up any papers that people might have dropped. During this break, Sarah also calls her mother. Sarah's mother lives in another city, about 2 hours away by car. They talk on the phone several times each week. Today, Sarah's mother tells her about the flowers in her garden and asks about Sarah's work. Sarah tells her mother about the interesting people she helped today. I helped a teenager choose books about different careers, Sarah explains to her mother. She reminded me of myself when I was that age, trying to decide what I wanted to do with my life. That's wonderful, dear, her mother responds. I'm sure you gave her excellent advice. These conversations with her mother are important to Sarah. Even though they live far apart, they stay close by talking regularly on the phone. As the afternoon continues, Sarah notices that the library becomes quieter again. The students have finished their homework and gone home. The office workers have returned to their jobs. This quieter time allows Sarah to focus on organizing and cleaning tasks. She dusts the bookshelves with a soft cloth. Dust is tiny particles that collect on surfaces over time. Dusting means cleaning this dust away. She also waters the small plants that decorate the library. These plants make the library feel more welcoming and alive. At 4:30, Sarah begins preparing to close the library. The library closes at 5 o'clock each day. She counts the money in the cash register, which is used when people pay fees for printing or copying documents. She also checks that all the computers are working properly and backs up important files. Sarah enjoys this quiet time at the end of the workday. It gives her a chance to reflect on the day and prepare for tomorrow. Reflecting means thinking carefully about what happened and what you learned. Evening activities and social time. At exactly 5 o'clock, Sarah locks the library door and begins walking to the cafe where she will meet her friend Lisa. The cafe is called the Corner Coffee Shop, and it is located on Main Street, the busiest street in their small town. As Sarah walks, she enjoys seeing her town transition from day to evening. The afternoon sun is lower in the sky, creating longer shadows. Shadows are dark shapes that objects make when they block light. Many shops are turning on their lights, creating a warm, cozy atmosphere. Sarah arrives at the cafe a few minutes early. She chooses a small table by the window where she and Lisa can sit and watch people walking by. The cafe smells wonderful, like fresh coffee and baked pastries. A pastry is a sweet baked food, like a croissant or muffin. Lisa arrives right on time. Lisa works at the town's elementary school as a teacher. An elementary school is a school for young children, usually ages 5 to 11. Lisa and Sarah have been friends since they were children themselves. They grew up in the same neighborhood and have remained close friends as adults. Sarah, Lisa calls out with a big smile. I'm so glad we could meet today. I have so much to tell you. Hello, Lisa, Sarah responds, giving her friend a warm hug. I've been looking forward to seeing you all day. How were your students today? They walk to the counter together to order their drinks. The counter is where customers place their orders and pay for their items. Sarah orders a cappuccino, which is coffee with steamed milk and foam on top. Lisa orders a chai tea latte, which is spiced tea mixed with steamed milk. While waiting for their drinks, they continue chatting about their days. Lisa tells Sarah about a funny incident that happened with one of her students. The student brought his pet hamster to school in his backpack, thinking it would enjoy learning about science. A hamster is a small, furry animal that some people keep as pets. The hamster escaped from the backpack during math class, Lisa explains, laughing. All the children started looking for it under their desks. It took us 15 minutes to catch the little creature. Sarah laughs at this story. That sounds like quite an adventure. Was the hamster okay? Oh yes, the hamster was fine, Lisa assures her. But I had to have a gentle conversation with the student about which pets are appropriate to bring to school. Their drinks arrive, and they sit down at their table by the window. As they sip their warm drinks, they continue sharing stories about their work and their lives. These regular meetings with Lisa are very important to Sarah. Good friendships require time and attention, just like plants need water and sunlight. Lisa asks Sarah about her weekend plans. Sarah explains that she wants to work in her garden and maybe visit the farmer's market on Saturday morning. A farmer's market is a place where local farmers sell fresh fruits, vegetables, and other food products directly to customers. Would you like to come to the farmer's market with me? Sarah asks Lisa. We could get fresh vegetables and then cook lunch together at my house. That sounds perfect, Lisa responds enthusiastically. I love spending time at the farmer's market. The produce is always so fresh and delicious. They spend about an hour at the cafe, talking and enjoying each other's company. They discuss books they are reading, movies they have seen recently, and plans for the summer months. These conversations help them stay connected and support each other through life's ups and downs. Coming home and evening routines. After saying goodbye to Lisa, Sarah walks home as the sun begins to set. The evening air is cool and pleasant. She sees families walking together after dinner, children playing in front yards, and neighbors watering their gardens or sitting on their porches. A porch is a covered area in front of or behind a house where people can sit outside. Many houses in Sarah's neighborhood have front porches with comfortable chairs where people can relax and watch the world go by. When Sarah arrives home, Whiskers greets her at the door with loud meows. Cats often become excited when their owners come home, especially if they have been alone all day. Sarah picks up Whiskers and gives him gentle pets while he purrs. Purring is the soft, rumbling sound that happy cats make. "Hello, Whiskers," Sarah says softly. "Did you have a good day? Did you sleep in your favorite sunny spot by the window?" Sarah hangs her jacket on a hook by the door and puts her bag on the small table where she keeps her keys. She changes from her work clothes into more comfortable clothes for the evening. She puts on soft pants and a cozy sweater. Now it is time to prepare dinner. Sarah opens her refrigerator to see what ingredients she has available. Tonight she decides to make a simple but delicious meal: pasta with vegetables and a green salad. Pasta is a food made from wheat that comes in many shapes, like spaghetti or penne. Sarah fills a large pot with water and puts it on the stove to boil. While waiting for the water to heat up, she prepares the vegetables. She washes and cuts a red bell pepper, a zucchini, and some mushrooms. A bell pepper is a colorful vegetable that can be red, yellow, or green. A zucchini is a long, green vegetable from the squash family. When the water begins to bubble, Sarah adds the pasta. She stirs it occasionally to prevent it from sticking together. While the pasta cooks, she heats olive oil in a large pan and adds the cut vegetables. The vegetables sizzle pleasantly as they cook. Sizzling is the sound that food makes when it cooks in hot oil. Sarah adds salt, pepper, and dried herbs to the vegetables. Herbs are plants that add flavor to food. She particularly likes basil and oregano with Italian food. The kitchen fills with wonderful aromas as the food cooks. Aroma is a pleasant smell, especially from food. While preparing dinner, Sarah listens to music on her small radio. She enjoys classical music in the evening because it helps her feel calm and relaxed after a busy day at work. The gentle melodies create a peaceful atmosphere in her home. When the pasta is ready, Sarah drains it in a colander. A colander is a bowl with holes that allows water to escape while keeping the food inside. She combines the pasta with the cooked vegetables and adds a little Parmesan cheese. Parmesan is a hard, flavorful cheese from Italy. For her salad, Sarah washes lettuce leaves and adds cherry tomatoes and cucumber slices. Cherry tomatoes are small, sweet tomatoes about the size of cherries. She makes a simple dressing with olive oil, vinegar, and a touch of mustard. Sarah sets her small dining table with a plate, fork, napkin, and glass of water. She lights a small candle to make her dinner feel special, even though she is eating alone. Taking time to create a pleasant dining experience is an important way to take care of yourself. Winding down and preparing for rest. After enjoying her dinner, Sarah cleans the kitchen. She washes the dishes, wipes the counters, and puts everything away in its proper place. She believes that a clean, organized kitchen makes cooking more enjoyable and helps her feel more relaxed. With the kitchen clean, Sarah has time for her evening hobbies. Tonight she chooses to work on her knitting project. Knitting is a craft where you use special needles to create clothing or decorations from yarn. Sarah is making a warm scarf for the winter months that are still several months away. She sits in her favorite armchair in the living room with her knitting supplies. An armchair is a comfortable chair with supports for your arms. Sarah's armchair is next to a good lamp for reading and near the window where she can look out at her garden. As she knits, Sarah thinks about her day. She remembers the people she helped at the library, her pleasant lunch in the park, and her enjoyable conversation with Lisa at the cafe. Reflecting on positive moments from the day is a habit that helps Sarah feel grateful and content. Whiskers jumps onto Sarah's lap while she knits. He curls up into a small ball and begins purring. The weight of the cat on her lap and the rhythmic motion of knitting help Sarah feel very peaceful. Many people find repetitive activities like knitting to be meditative and calming. At around 8:30, Sarah decides to take a bath before bed. A bath is different from a shower. In a bath, you fill the bathtub with warm water and sit in it to relax. Sarah adds some lavender bath salts to the water. Lavender is a plant with a soothing scent that helps people feel calm. Sarah lights several small candles around the bathroom and turns off the electric lights. The soft candlelight creates a spa-like atmosphere. A spa is a place where people go to relax and receive treatments that help them feel better. While soaking in the warm water, Sarah lets her mind wander. She thinks about her plans for tomorrow, dreams about future trips she would like to take, and simply enjoys the feeling of warm water relaxing her muscles. This bath time is an important part of Sarah's evening routine because it helps her transition from the active part of her day to the restful part. After her bath, Sarah puts on her comfortable pajamas and brushes her teeth again. She also applies a small amount of moisturizer to her face and hands. Moisturizer is a cream that helps keep skin soft and healthy. Taking care of her skin is part of Sarah's routine for taking care of her overall health. Before going to bed, Sarah spends a few minutes reading. She sits in bed with several pillows behind her back and reads her novel about the woman traveling around the world. Reading before bed helps Sarah's mind slow down and prepare for sleep. Tonight, Sarah reads about the traveler visiting a small village in Greece where she learns to make traditional bread from local women. Sarah can almost smell the fresh bread and feel the warm Mediterranean sun as she reads. Good books can transport us to different places and help us experience new things through our imagination. At 10 o'clock, Sarah closes her book and turns off her bedside lamp. She sets her alarm clock for 6:30 the next morning. Before falling asleep, she takes a few moments to feel grateful for her day. She thinks about the people who were kind to her, the work that gave her purpose, and the simple pleasures like her dinner and bath that made her feel content. Sarah falls asleep peacefully, knowing that tomorrow will bring new opportunities to help people, spend time with friends, and enjoy the simple routines that make life meaningful and satisfying. Conclusion and encouragement. My dear English learners, we have just taken a complete journey through Sarah's day, from morning until night. Through her story, we have learned so many useful words and expressions for talking about daily routines in English. Let's take a moment to review some of the most important vocabulary we discovered together. We learned about morning activities like waking up, stretching, getting dressed, and eating breakfast. We explored work vocabulary like colleagues, helping customers, and taking breaks. We discussed evening activities like meeting friends, cooking dinner, and relaxing at home. But more than just learning new words, we have seen how these daily routines connect to create a meaningful life. Sarah's routine might seem simple, but it includes work that helps others, friendships that provide support and joy, self-care activities that keep her healthy, and quiet moments that help her feel peaceful and grateful. Your daily routine is probably different from Sarah's routine. Maybe you wake up earlier or later. Maybe you take a bus to work instead of walking. Maybe you live with family members instead of living alone with a cat. These differences are wonderful. Every person's routine is unique and special. The beautiful thing about learning to describe daily routines in English is that this vocabulary will help you communicate about your own life, no matter what your specific routine looks like. Whether you are a student, a parent, a business owner, or a retiree, you wake up each morning and have activities throughout your day. Now you have the English words to describe these activities. I encourage you to practice using this vocabulary by talking or writing about your own daily routine. Start with simple sentences like, I wake up at 7 o'clock, or I eat breakfast with my family. As you become more comfortable, you can add more details and more complex sentences. Remember, learning English is like developing a daily routine. It requires consistency and patience, but it also brings great rewards. Every day that you practice English, you are building your skills and growing your confidence. Some days might feel easier than others, and that is perfectly normal. Be gentle with yourself as you learn. Celebrate small victories, like remembering a new vocabulary word or successfully describing one part of your day. These small steps add up to big progress over time, just like Sarah's small daily activities add up to a meaningful and satisfying life. I hope you enjoyed our journey with Sarah today. I hope her story helped you see that learning English can be peaceful, enjoyable, and connected to real life. Next time we meet, we will explore another topic together in our slow, gentle way. Until then, practice describing your daily routine, be patient with yourself, and remember that every day offers new opportunities to learn and grow. Thank you for spending this time with me. Keep practicing, keep learning, and keep believing in yourself. Sweet dreams, and see you soon for another wonderful English learning adventure.